Your bets. Will this fighter get what's coming to him? I'm not asking for nothing because he turned the whole fight into a mockery. But this isn't just some clown. This is Leandro Silva, a well-known showman in the boxing world who used to knock out his opponents the moment he stepped into the ring. You could say he could afford to act like that, but this fight turned out to be much more interesting, especially for his later career, because this time he was up against a butcher. The power of his punches was like colliding with a truck, and every time he stepped into the ring, he fought as if it were his last, giving everything he had, which quickly made the fight one of the most anticipated events. And what happened next? From the very first seconds, Silva made it clear this fight wouldn't be easy. He showed up wearing a mask, and the clowning started even before the first bell. Mazuch, as expected, went wild. He wanted to destroy him from the very first seconds, to knock him out the same way he'd done dozens of times before. But Silva, completely relaxed, began to pick him apart, shot by shot, inflating his own ego more and more, which eventually led to mistakes. But more on that later. A right, then a left jab. Mazuch started to wobble. Silva's shots were laser accurate, not a single miss, while Mazuch kept swinging into thin air. It looked like the fight was about to end right there, and they weren't even halfway through the first round. No one had any idea what would happen as the round drew to a close. But for the moment, it looked like pure humiliation for Mazuch. Leandro read every move he made and didn't let him do a single thing. From that moment on, Silva completely loosened up. He dropped his hands, letting the Slovak know he was no threat at all. As if he were fighting a little girl, Leandro started openly taunting Mazuch. He was literally dancing in the middle of the match, not even afraid of a sudden attack. He leaned back against the ropes as if he were just relaxing, pretending he didn't have to do anything at all. And it drove the Slovak absolutely mad. But every burst of aggression Mazuch launched, Silva calmly deflected, taking no meaningful damage. And then, Silva decided he wanted to play a mini version of Tyson, slipping into a peekaboo style just for the show. And when the butcher finally did land a shot, it only provoked Silva. He snapped, trying to go on a rampage of his own. And now, the Slovak was covered in blood, the referee waiting for the right moment to step in. But Mazuch kept standing. He was studying Silva meanwhile. Silva kept playing with him, like with a cornered victim. Was this ever going to end? Precise shots, and that questioning look. Like, are you serious right now? But the moment round 2 began, it was as if Mazuch realized it's either now or never. Silva was probably thrown off more by the Slovak's sudden confidence. His stare was even more terrifying than the punches. And suddenly, something happened that no one expected. Silva was knocked out. The referee started the count, but it was pointless. So how did it happen? Mazuch, in another burst of energy, simply overwhelmed Silva, who didn't expect such a powerful strike. He didn't even try to defend himself.